Welcome back to the Pig Trail. It is time for our Hog Hoops recruiting report, and Kevin McPherson, our basketball insider, is joining me over the phone right now. Kevin, let's start things off by talking about the big news, which is Isaiah Joe. He has decided to re-enter the NBA draft. Why do you think he made this decision? He talked a little bit about it on Twitter, but what does this mean for the Hogs?
Well, it means that they've got to replace one of the top players in the country. It was just back in early August when Isaiah Joe announced he was going to withdraw his name from the draft, but the NBA had a loophole deadline for underclassmen to declare that went through August 17th, and that was the day that he announced that he was actually going to re-enter the draft. And I think a big part of that was the week leading up to that last and final decision, you saw two of the power conferences basically canceling all fall sports until at least January to take another look at it, and that was the Big Ten and the Pac-12. And so it remains to be seen. Obviously, the SEC still pressing forward with a football schedule for fall, and so certainly basketball, if they're able to pull that off, should be okay. But not knowing that, while conversely seeing the NBA playing its bubble, get into the playoffs, having success there, all due to the uncertainty of the pandemic, I think that's why he got back in. And, now when you look at Isaiah Joe, just really since that decision, and then the NBA had its draft lottery order worked out Thursday night, and you saw a lot of the mock drafts update after that. And Isaiah Joe has really moved up on a lot of big boards and drafts, kind of fallen into that early to mid-second round range that we felt like, had he stayed in the draft originally, would probably be his landing spot. Now that he's back in, he can even possibly improve on that and find his way maybe into the late first round. But I look at least early, mid-second round, and I think some of the other things we need to keep an eye on is, what does he do to prepare now? Certainly he'll probably be hiring an agent soon. He worked out with former Razorback great and a 2006 number 14 pick overall in the NBA, who had a nice NBA career, Ronnie Brewer Jr. So he's been working out with him this week, trying to work on things to help prepare him for the next level as Isaiah Joe takes the next steps working toward getting drafted in the 2020 NBA draft, which now is October 16th.
Well, the Razorbacks are still getting ready for the season that hopefully will start on time. We have training camp week 5 going on. What are you hearing about how that's going right now?
Yeah, it just wrapped up Friday, and, one of the things I think is always interesting is the basketball program puts out video clips of really what they're doing, and one of the things they put out early in the week was a highlight clip of several players knocking down three-point shots, and I think that's the thing. You look at Isaiah Joe, the SEC leader in three-point shooting in the last couple of seasons. Even though he's leaving, I think this is going to be the best three-point shooting team with versatility, not just guards who can knock it down, but big guys. You think about big guys who effectively shot from three, you have to go back to Bobby Portis, and you got guys like now Connor Vanover, who redshirted last year, 7'3", stretch 5. Jalen Williams, the 6'10" freshman. Vance Jackson Jr., a 6'9" combo forward. All three of those guys are probably going to take, or could take, more threes than even Bobby Portis took. And then in the backcourt, a guy like Moses Moody is the kind of guy you start thinking about, the freshman, highly touted out of Little Rock, who can put up three-point shots efficiently. We'll see if he's got Isaiah Joe range, but he's definitely a guy that is an elite three-point shooter and efficient. And then you look at guards like K.K. Robinson, J.D. Note, who sat out last year. Let's not forget about Desi Sills, who averaged double figures last year, a veteran in SEC play, and really finished the season strong. Started out of the gate struggling, 2 of 32 from three. After that, shot over 40% for the rest of the season. So here's another guy that I think when you start looking at, Arkansas's got at least 7 players who can knock down the three ball, and that spreads defenses out, forces them to defend out on the court, and opens up driving lanes for guys like Justin Smith and Jalen Tate. Even Moses Moody and K.K. Robinson are good playing downhill. I just think this is going to really be a more diverse offense when you talk about three-point shooting, spreading the defense out, and guys being able to attack, and then also more versatility. I think once you're able to create those driving lanes, because once guys start attacking without a lot of rim protection because guys are spread out, I think it helps the offense in more ways than one.
Well, let's talk a little bit about recruiting. Trey Alexander is a guy from the 2021 class, holds an offer from Arkansas, but he's getting a lot of other offers as well right now. Where do the Razorbacks stand with him?
big-time player, top 40 guy nationally out of Heritage Hall in Oklahoma, already the all-time leading scorer at his school before his senior season. And look, no spring and summer grassroots on the big circuits this past spring and summer, but a year ago he led 16 and under Team Griffin to the prestigious Nike Peach Jam 16 and under championship. So that was a big deal, and he's a big guard, 6'4", very versatile. We talk about a lot about three-point shooting. He's capable from behind the three-point line, but what I like about him is his ability to drive and find shots in the mid-range, get little floaters and runners in the paint. He can get all the way to the rim, and just a guy that's clutch. He makes big plays in tight games. You want the ball in his hands. Again, I call him a combo guard, but really he can run at the one and be your primary handler and facilitator at 6'4". Really like Trey, but Kansas, Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, Florida State, Texas Tech, Texas A&M, Auburn, a lot of really good offers. But he told me late in the week that he's talking to Arkansas and having great conversations, talking to him almost daily. Told me he'll probably release a top 10 list next month, sometime in September. But let's keep an eye on that because I think he's starting to build momentum with his Razorback recruiting.
And lastly, we've got Bryce Warren from Little Rock Central, a guy from the 2023 class. He does have an offer from Arkansas, and I heard he actually talked with some of the Razorback coaching staff over the weekend.
Yeah, he talked to Coach Corey Williams last night, assistant coach. And look, he had a big weekend playing at the Elite 32 event, grassroots event down in South Carolina. Averaged 20 points a game, playing up on the 17 and under level. This young man's a smooth operator. He's a guy that has a lot of craft already at a young age. Only going to be a sophomore at Little Rock Central, but a lot of craft in his offensive game. But he plays the right way. He makes the extra pass. He's not out there trying to force offense. So he's already got a mature level feel in his game, going up against some of the best players not only in the state but in the country in the last couple of years as he's starting to blossom now. 6'2" combo guard, and I think the future's really bright. He's got several offers already at the high major level. A&M, Ole Miss, Vanderbilt from the SEC, and Oklahoma State from the Big 12. He's about to really, when you talk about blowing up and recruiting, Bryce Warren's probably that next guy, young player out of Arkansas.
All right, Kevin McPherson, thank you so much for your time as always. That is going to do it, though, for our Hog Hoops recruiting report. We've got more on the pick trail after the break.